who is your favorite turtle? Who do you see yourself as? Like, what member of the turtle group do you see yourself as?
Yes, I think this is a question that every turtle fan like thinks about. And
Yeah.
I will start by saying the reason I love the turtles so much is because you can find a little bit of yourself in each of them. They each embody different personality traits or different characteristics that are redeeming and potentially weaknesses in all of us. And I love that. I love seeing like the nerd in me reflected through Donnie, and I love seeing the kid in Mikey in me, and the leader in Leo, and like the the guy who's not afraid to get a little bit rough with things in Raph. For me, I gotta say, my favorite for where I'm at right now personally is Mikey. Mikey's this goofy, fun kid who has like his big brothers to look up to, and getting into shenanigans and being able to joke and make light of tough situations.
But he can also, when he needs to be for his family,
He's there. He steps up.
he's there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you'll be talking about this when we get into our next segment. But yeah, Mikey has a lot of like redemption going on, especially in terms of growing up and becoming and like fitting into his role as one of his brothers.
Right. I think that's why they made him the last Ronin.
Exactly.
Right.
Because he has so much growth to do and things to acknowledge. The other ones are essentially born leaders, fighters, and doers. He's looked after essentially,
Right.
but he has to grow into that, and he can make light of it too. And I think for me, being able to laugh things off and to see the good in a lot of things right now for me is like that's exactly what I'm looking for. My close second would be I'd say Leo. I love the leader in him. I love that he has to step up and he has to just do for
Right.
he has to work for the family. He has to protect. It's his obligation.
There's a quote I love. I'm not going to get it right, but it's from the 2003 show.
Yeah.
And Mikey is saying, it's about Leo, and he's saying, Leo is busy being the leader. And it says, Raph is free not to think because Leo does all the thinking for him. Donnie's free to dream, and I'm free to just do whatever I want, all because Leo is busy being adult enough for all three of us. Like that's the core of like, they all understand Leo has the burden.
Exactly.
But he allows them to be themselves, right?
Exactly.
Because he's taking it on.
And that's what I love about him. I think that's perfect. That's like for a kid's show. That's like,
yeah. That was I quoted that pretty perfect. I'm not gonna lie. I think that was almost close to what he said in the show.
It's great because it's like, yeah, I would love to fit that role of I don't want other people to worry about those things. I got it. You enjoy, because I can enjoy it too. I'm okay with taking that obligation. That's why I'm here. I think he's such a great character. Now, I don't want to devalue any of the other two, so I have to put them, Donnie and Raph, in a very close, like 2.5.
They're like a hair under each
exactly.
other. They're not.
They're not 1, 2, 3, 4. They're like one.
Even though the the theme song may say that.
Exactly.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
But yeah, I think Donnie and Raph, again, they encapsulate those different components of me that like I love. I love being able to express myself relatively quickly and just like emote and get it out like Raph would do. And I love that I can sit on a computer and not like tear my eyes out and fix things that need to be fixed sometimes, like Donnie does. So again, I the fact that there are different characteristics that everybody can find in all of them, that's why I love these characters as they are.
And that's why they've aged so well, because all four of them create one personality that everybody can enjoy.
Exactly.
Right? And that's the same for every generation. They never change, although there's some iterations that kind of like merge them closer together to each other, but they're always, someone can find their Raph, their Donnie, their Mikey, their Leo.
Exactly. What about you? What's your list?
Leo has been my turtle forever.
Yeah.
That there was not a time where there was a turtle ahead of him. And I think it's because I wanted to be like Leo so much growing up, and I was the total opposite of Leo. I was a very shy individual. I did not like speaking out. I was afraid of what would happen if I did. I wanted to be a leader, but I didn't have the voice to be a leader. I don't think I was ever brave. I didn't feel like I was brave, other than the fact that Leo, I think, just has one of the coolest weapons. And what my favorite color at the time was blue. So I'm like, okay, Leo's. And but the 2003 show, I feel like his voice just resonated with me the most. Even now, it's like I feel myself more as a Leo as I've aged because I've come out of that shell. But Leo in general, every version of him, I'm just like I'm drawn to. There's something about Leo that I wanted to see in myself. But I'm not saying that Leo is the only turtle. Like I am every version of the turtle. Raph, I have a hot streak. I can get there's fire inside of me.
Just play video games with you.
Yeah, and then any episode where it's Raph centric, he's my favorite turtle.
Of course.
Any episode, there was an episode in the 2003 show where Mikey was the Battle Nexus champion, but he was called back for a rematch, and Leo had to. It was in season 4, and he had to train Mikey. He wanted Leo to train him because he was like, he's been taking it easy for too long because he's using this as a crutch that he's the greatest warrior in the multiverse. He took it upon himself, like we said, he's the jokester, but when his family needed him and he needed to step up, Mikey, I can always relate to. And I find my sarcasm, and I think I'm pretty funny at some points. Adria thinks I'm funny, so that's all that matters.
Yep.
And then Donnie, I love creating.
Yep.
Whereas he's not, I don't dislike Donnie. I just find when it comes to watching the Turtles, I love the ninja action, and he's not as on the level of the others because he's so busy being the one that saves them.
Yes.
In situations where they need tech or they don't know how to do something. Whereas like me building, sets and like making videos and filming. And I feel like that's my version of Donnie, where I like being creative and being in that space where, I can go off and just tinker by myself. So I find I'm a version of all the turtles, but Leo has been my favorite turtle since I was young.
Beautiful.